Welcome to Weapons Education, and today's discussion is going to be on the Sig Sauer Equinox series. It has over 1,000 rounds through it now, and I wanted to just talk about it today, and I'm really excited about that gun. And I thought it would be a nice idea to give you options if you're thinking of purchasing a .45 ACP. I have two on the table here because I have a question. I'm just curious because there's a lot of 1911 purists, and yeah, it's hard. This is a hard decision. Which one would you prefer? That brand new 2011 SIG 1911 or this SIG Equinox? And I'll talk about it a little bit more as the video goes on, of course. It's a tough decision. I'm not going to give you my impressions. I love them both. I carry them both. But I really do like the fact that the Equinox, let me focus in on the Equinox because that's what we're talking about here in this video. The Equinox it's got all that nickel plating on it, and it's what I call is like the balance between day and night, because it's like during the day it's not too shiny, and at night it's not too shiny, and it's just perfect. It doesn't glare, so there's absolutely no compromise with this custom shop Sig Sauer from their the custom shop master gunsmiths. Very special. This is a P220. And it features the two-tone accented nitron stainless steel with a black hard anodized alloy frame. Really a special gun. I think the most impressive part about this gun that I can say, what really, after owning it and purchasing it, is the fact that when I shoot it at the range, it has the least amount of recoil of any .45 I've ever shot in my life. So this could be a huge tip for anybody who's a little skittish about .45s, male or female, it doesn't matter. That's cool. That's cool. It's a big caliber, that .45. That's a big blast. So we're going to get into a little review here, just a discussion. It's got 1,000 plus rounds at least through it. It's got 4 or 5 people, I let my friends shoot it, who all said the same thing, that it has the least amount of recoil of any gun they've ever shot for .45. And that includes Police Officer Dave, who's got a lot of experience. And when he shot this, the first thing out of his mouth was, "Oh my gosh, it feels like a .22. The recoil is like null. It's amazing." So, of everything I can say in this little discussion here on this gun is, if you want to get a .45 that has a low amount of recoil, you want to look into this custom shop Sig Sauer. And SIG's an awesome company. I'm going to be doing some more videos on a bunch of SIGs. I love them all. We all love them all. We love firearms. Let's talk about the gun. My wife's going to get the camera. Oh, let's take a look at the other side first. I'm going to show you the other side. It's so pretty. There you go. I love these close-ups. I love these close-ups. You know, what I do when I watch any YouTube videos, if they're in 1080p, I'll pause it and walk away for 3 or 4 minutes and then watch it in full 1080p to get the full grasp of it. But this way you can see the close-up of the wood grips, the stippling, and how each part of the grip is different. Just beautiful. The nickel plating. A lot of craftsmanship really went into this gun. And I'm just want to put this video out there to give you an option if you're thinking about buying a .45, because it is a limited gun. Okay, now my wife's going to take the camera and let's talk about it some more. Let's talk about some details on the firearm, some specs. What's interesting on this gun in particular, what I like about it, is the length is 7.7 inches. Can you zoom in? And you're right there. My wife is here. Thank you so much. Say hello.
Hi everybody.
Thank you for doing this as always. I want to show you a comparison. Here is a SIG 1911, and by the way, after you've seen this video, which would you prefer? You'd probably like them both. It's a hard decision to make. But this is the SIG 1911 full stainless. I just adore this 1911. I wouldn't purchase a gun unless I adored it, and there was a special reason why I purchased it. Either it's the manufacturer, the specific gun. But what I want to point out here is this 1911 is exactly 8.7 inches in length overall. It has a 5-inch barrel. It's got a nice long barrel, 5 inches. This barrel, 4.4 4 inches, not too much shorter, but it's a whole inch less in length. So these specs, they're kind of cool. The height is 5.5 inches, and the width, pretty normal, 1.5 inches in width. The feel of this gun, the ergonomics is absolutely second to none. Look at the wood grips, if you can zoom in, please. It's just awesome. It's the way this is grooved here like this, and the way it fits in your hand, and it's so silky smooth. And if you really get a good close look at that wood, this SIG Equinox series, take a look at the grip with the nickel. Everything is nickel, even the screws. The grip is very special. I talked about it in the beginning. Now the slide to me is really one of the best parts about this gun. Let's look at it in detail. If you can zoom in really, really close, it's got a nickel steel slide, two-tone accented. Stainless steel slide, of course. And look at the top, right here. You notice it's not super, super shiny, and it's not also dull. The stippling here on the top. Let me give you 2 angles on it. A safety check gun. Super, super shiny and not dull. They call this like the day or night gun. They really put a lot of engineering into this firearm. And like I said, what I like about it is the fact is the recoil is just so minimal. The mag capacity comes with a beautiful magazine, 8+1. This is the holster I use. This one happens to be a Galco paddle. I like my paddle holsters. Oops. It fits in here perfectly. Just perfectly. Well, I'll do a separate video because I got a little trick on how to make these holsters silky smooth. And I use special lubricants. Okay, I'll talk about that another time. It has decocker safety. Let's show you this. Okay, right here. Let me do it on my side. Okay, now see, now we're loaded. Single action, and then I could do this right here. Try to do it backwards here. See that? So now you can carry it like this. You're locked and loaded, ready to go, and if you want to fire it, you simply just either shoot a double action or just pull it back like that and pull the trigger. Yeah, the grips are really special. They're custom from the wood shop. Everything about this gun is custom. It's what they call is their master gunsmiths put this gun together. The trigger is a 4.4 pound trigger, and look how it's curved. Take a really close zoom in on that. Just exactly perfect to design your finger. I'm going to do a whole other video on the company of Sig Sauer because a lot of people think that it's a German company, and you're partially correct. But I'm going to do a revamp video. I did one way back in the beginning. But I'm going to do a nice revamp video on the whole history of Sig Sauer, and it is very, very interesting. I've got a number of SIGs, and I really think the company is fantastic as far as their quality control. The sight radius, let's talk about the sights. These are night sights. And look at the front sight. You see that green? Does that show up there? You really zoom in real close. It really shows up. And of all the night sights I've ever looked at, this is among the brightest. They're True Glow fiber optic. And they're from the custom shop from SIG. So the radius from here to here is 6.3 inches. Remember, the overall length is 7.7 inches. And what else can I tell you about the gun? All the nickel accents on it are just incredible. This is all high quality material. It's got a NATO rail on it, okay, which is the future of rails. Of course, it does have the rail. And now, unlike lower cost guns, which do not have any type of Picatinny or NATO type system here, it's not just a rail. This has the NATO rail, and we'll talk about that more in the future. You'll start to realize that the term for future rails in the future will not be Picatinny, it'll be NATO. What else can I tell you is, look, you got some stippling on the front of the trigger guard. Zoom in right there. And this trigger guard is very special. Look at the contouring of it. Look how they designed it. It's very roomy. You can definitely wear a big piece, a large set of gloves and get your finger in there easily. You got to think about that, by the way. If you live in cold climates, it's snowing outside, and you got to put your finger into the trigger guard, that's something you have to think about and be concerned with. It's very lightweight. It's highly recommended. So, what do you think? What would you get? What'd you get? Which one? You looking at that, honey? 1911 or the SIG Equinox. I love them both. It's a pretty tough choice. I think I'll take them both. Hey, but before I check out, I almost forgot to tell you one thing. One of my favorite artists of all time, musicians. One of my favorite firearms right here is Sig Sauer. One of my favorite musicians is John Lennon. Take a look at my shirt. Imagine. Imagine. Alright, now I'm really checking out.